I once had a dog. She was the biggest sweetheart who was always up my butt trying to get attention. She knew when I was sad or depressed because she would come up on my lap and snuggle me till I felt better. That dog would smile every time I came home from work or school, happy to see me, to get that love that she deserved. She was my partner in crime. We were the dynamic duo. She helped me get in shape before I joined the military. She could run for miles and be able to go just a little bit further. I was perfection in her eyes, even though she didn't realize she was my heart and soul. She was the best dog I ever had. She could do no wrong. She was a pit bull. Pit bulls are misunderstood. The stories told about them is merely a small percentage of unfortunate events that have been blown out of proportion. The points that are being spoken about today will be used to supply the necessary knowledge to help change your views on these dogs. First, I will talk about the term bully breed and where it came from, and that it has nothing to do with how it's being manipulated and used today. Second, I'll be talking about normal behaviors of a pit bull to bring to light the massive differences of how they are described and how they actually are. Third, I will discuss that animals are a reflection of their owners and how they are treated as well as trained. Pit bulls are no different in this scope of thought. Bully breed, or bully dog, has been used in place of pit bulls and putting them in a negative light, which is not exactly what it means. The term bully dog is described as the physical and personality traits of purebreds and mixes under that scope of term. Now, don't misunderstand where I'm getting at, because the word bully in this phrase has nothing to do with the breed's aggressiveness. It has to do with what they were trained to do in the 19th century. They were trained to herd cattle, protect livestock, guard property, and help with other work as well. It was after that time and further on that they started being used for bear and bull baiting. Once that was termed illegal, it was split then. One side went back to what they were doing before, others started being used in the fighting ring. There are plenty of breeds under this term, such as bull mastiffs, Boston terriers, bulldogs. These breeds have similar physical traits, such as short muzzle, pointed pendant ears, and stocky bodies. These animals have a common ancestor called the Malloser, which is a dog from ancient Greece used for security purposes. Those dogs had all the physical traits as the bully breeds have today. Now that I've talked about bully dogs, where it came from, why they have these similar traits, and where it came from, I will talk about their behaviors. The personalities of pit bulls is actually quite opposite of what we're being told. They're actually very affectionate, outranking golden retrievers, attention-seeking, and very protective of their owners. In the 20th century, England and America, pit bulls were nicknamed nanny dogs because of severe loyalty towards their owners. They actually don't have an insane bite strength. They don't even rank in the top 12 strongest bites among other dogs. German Shepherds actually beat them easily in this ranking. I expressed in the detail bully dogs and their personality traits, how they behave. So it's time to understand the full life of bully dogs and why being trained and how a human treats their pet impacts what they do in the future, how they act, how they behave. Bully dogs, pit bulls, Boston terriers are a reflection of how they were trained as well as treated by their owners. They will learn aggression if that is what their owner wants them to learn. For instance, dog fights. Easy example, used all the time. Though it also places this perspective of pit bulls that they're protective. If they sense danger to themselves or their owner, they will go on the defensive. It's all dependent on training. Also being said that not all dogs are like this. Training is required and understanding the danger of what's going to happen or what's not going to happen. Animals are like children. They learn from the world around them. They learn the behaviors of others just like children. They are the product of the environment they're raised in. In psychological studies, it has been found that dogs in general mirror their owners' personalities, whether it's positive or negative. Trauma. Animals get trauma too. Abuse, neglect. Easy examples. They're carried over in life, and they have to protect themselves. Dogs, all dogs, not just pit bulls, not just bully breeds, they have to protect themselves in all kinds of scenarios after being geared to feel that way. Pit bulls, as well as other bully breeds, are put in a bad light because of the lack of understanding of the full scope of the story. I spoke about the history of bully breeds and what it means. I spoke about normal behaviors of pit bulls as well as other bully breeds, and went into detail of animals being the reflection of their owners. Today, it was important for me to tell you and help you understand the passion behind how much this topic means to me. There are so many people in the world fighting for these shallow accusations. Are you going to be a part of helping them have a better future?